Welcome to Bronze Buys. This is the show where I go over everything I picked up over the last week as a comic collector. Alright, so first up, I picked up something this week that's just not going to fit under my camera from my cool little overlay thing I have over there. So I picked up this on a Target clearance sale. This is a Marvel Legends 2-pack, and this is kind of the giant size X-Men era Storm and Thunderbird. And Storm just looks really sweet in her classic outfit there. And I do have a Warpath figure, so it's kind of cool to get a Thunderbird too, get the brother. And hopefully someday I can complete the entire giant size X-Men lineup. Pretty much would just need Banshee, and I need him to redo that classic costume Cyclops too, because that Dark Phoenix pack is way too expensive. I'm super stoked that Target had this on sale for $17, so I made sure to grab one, and hopefully if you got one too if you were looking for it. So I was extremely happy to pick up Incredible Hulk 449. I found this on a great eBay auction. If you don't know, this is the first appearance of the Thunderbolts. So you get Citizen V, Meteorite, Techno, Mach 1, Atlas, and Songbird, all appearing as the Thunderbolts for the first time. I was a big fan of the Thunderbolts. It's a really cool comic with a neat twist that happens near the beginning. I actually had my number one copy of Thunderbolts signed by Kurt Busiek. Definitely very excited to have that happen. Again, doesn't really fit on my little table here, but I did get this as a 9.2. However, looking at this one, I do think that this could be cracked and cleaned and pressed and probably get a grade bump. So I'm probably going to try that out later on. I got a couple comics I want to do that with, but I'm really happy to have this book. The Thunderbolts are coming to the MCU. It's going to happen. We have Thunderbolt Ross. We have Baron Zemo doing really cool things in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's just going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Two things that we're definitely going to get: Red Hulk and Thunderbolts. It's happening. So pretty much every comic I have to show off this week is from Comics Elite. I got 2 shipments from them. So basically I'm just going to go through all of them now. The first thing up is this little awkward size because it's one of the large magazine format black label. This is Joker Harley Criminal Insanity number 8. I just thought this was a cool cover, so this was a cover buy. I have a feeling this cover is going to be around for a while and people are probably going to appreciate it, so I wanted to snag it. All right, now that we're done with the awkward size stuff, we can see everything like normal. I did get 2 copies of Avengers 44 because this is the premiere of Echo as the new Phoenix. And I think I grabbed pretty much all these other connecting variants, but this one definitely is an important one to have too, so I grabbed this one. I think we all know these covers were absolutely on fire, so I pre-ordered 2 copies of the Avengers Curse of the Man-Thing Gleason Webhead variant. I grabbed 2 copies of Batman 107 because I thought there was a chance when I was pre-ordering that they might sneak in Miracle Molly earlier. We know that's not happening now, and she's going to fully appear in 108. There actually is another character I think that has his first appearance in this issue. I can't remember his name. But there is another first appearance in here, so I have 2 copies of it. And I grabbed the variant cover because with that kind of chance and this cool of a Batman cover, I figured probably better have that one too. Even though A covers tend to do better, why not? So Marvel has been shoving a million knock headshot variants down our throats. I just want to point out that Stegman does it way better. This is a kick-ass Beta Ray Bill number 1. And I also picked up the Koeo Stormbreakers variant. So for comics like this, I always tend to grab 2 copies, and you'll see why. This comic definitely has a clear damage here on the corner from shipping, so that's another knock against Comics Elite. And you'll see that this second copy, the corner was preserved just fine, so that's why I grabbed 2 of stuff like this. Of course, if I know it's going to be a bigger issue, I grab more, but you got to grab 2 just in case if you have any kind of interest in the comic, because stuff like that happens. At this point, I'm kind of just more or less on Department of Truth because it's super hot right now, so I grabbed the A cover for issue 7, as well as this variant cover, which is also just amazing. I love the cattle mutilation conspiracy cover. I snagged 2 copies of the A cover of Geiger number 1, and this one has done pretty well, so I'm pretty happy to have a couple copies of this. And I also grabbed the Glow in the Dark cover because I grew up in the 90s. And of course I grabbed another of this Bartel Women's History variant. This is the Ghost Rider cover, obviously. And here I grabbed a copy of the Bennett Homage variant for Immortal Hulk 45. Colt 45 and 2 zigzags, baby, that's all I need. Anyways, got 2 copies of the King in Black number 5. Also grabbed a copy of the Spoiler variant, aka the piss off a bunch of fans that wanted Null to be a thing for a long time variant, but hey, whatever. And then I also grabbed a Booth wraparound cover because I thought it was a pretty sweet cover. I got a King in Black Planet of the Symbiotes #3 as well. I tend to grab most of the Indolfo's Unsacred covers that I like, and this was no exception. Pretty cool cover. Because I feel like Nuclear Family was doing pretty well, I did grab a #2. Hopefully this one continues to do pretty good. I grabbed a Jock Shadecraft cover on this order as well. I think this is my 3rd copy now. I grabbed this one, and you guessed it, this is Bronze Age Nerds Booty cover of the week. I also got the Bartell Women's History cover, which feels really weird to talk about after giving a cover Booty of the Week, but hey, whatever. This is also a cool one. And finally, I grabbed this cover as well. I want you to remember, folks, thick thighs save lives. This ends up being my 2nd copy of Silver Coin #1. If you're not grabbing all these Spawn books on the lead up to Spawn Universe #1, I don't think you're doing spec right. So I grabbed this McFarlane and Capullo cover, and I made sure to grab this cover as well. All right, now we get to the Star Wars section of the show. First off, we have Star Wars The High Republic #3, 2nd printing. I made sure to snag 2 copies of High Republic #4, as well as one of this variant cover, and a High Republic Adventures #3. I definitely had to snag this Matina Swamp Thing #2, and Vengeance of Vampirella 16, sweet cover. I had to grab 2 of the Venom 34 covers. I really dug this cover, and you get the penultimate issue to Donny Cates' end of his run, so why not? I think this was a super fun homage cover swipe of Dazzler #1, so I grabbed this Witchblood #1, and I grabbed 2 of the X-Men 19 Bartell covers because I'm getting all of these covers, and more Blast from the Past of the 90s with X-Men Legends #2. And for this one, I'm pretty much grabbing every standard variant cover they made, including the action figure variants. I loved that #1 with the Cyclops. That was great. Seems like people are definitely interested in You Promised Me Darkness #1, which makes me really happy. I pre-ordered this variant. I think it's a killer cover. Should be really interesting to see where this goes. That is definitely some creepy and interesting artwork. Thanks for watching another episode of Bronze Buys. And just to remind you, if you do want to donate to the channel's Ko-fi, you can go check that out. It's a donation type service that supports the channel. Stay tuned to the channel. I am releasing a new series on spec picks. Tomorrow I'm releasing a video with 5 new spec picks for the G.I. Joe collectors out there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. I just want to remind you, as always, hey, read comics every day.